stood out in your journal? Would anyone else like to share? So we have 16 attendees, so hopefully they would feel that they'd like to share. Maybe nobody's in a sharing mood, I take it, I don't know. Apart from Samira. Thank you for sharing, Samira. All right. So basically that is, a spiral journal. Now we're going to try a different liberating structure, which is 1, 2, 4, all. Now, in this particular structure, you ask a question about something, or you need to generate an idea about something, and you spend like 2 minutes alone thinking about that thing, and then you're put with a pair, and you discuss for 5 minutes the ideas with that other person, and then you two join two other people and you become a foursome, and for 5 minutes you discuss various ideas, and then the floor is open for everyone to share their ideas. So again, 2 minutes alone, and then 2 minutes, 5 minutes in pairs, 5 minutes in quartets, and then all. Because we do not have the breakout room function here, because this is a webinar and not a meeting, what we will do, I will give you the question, I'll let you think about it on your own, and then we'll have something like a fishbowl where we open the floor to anyone who would like to share, and then we can exchange ideas. Improvise, basically we're going to improvise. So based on the presentation today and your reflections during Spiral Journal, what alternative approaches to teaching and assessment are you considering for the spring semester?
Would you like them to write their answers in the chat box, Jasmina?
Yeah, sure. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I'm just giving them like a minute to think.
Okay.
And then I thought, but if anyone's ready to share, please definitely go ahead. I mean, normally we would have breakout rooms, and we have the pairs in the breakout rooms and the fours in the breakout rooms, and then, we'd come back. So now we're just, answering the question without really doing that process. If somebody would like to share orally, I mean, definitely feel free. Fair enough. But what about, teaching research skills? So what kind of approach towards teaching research skills are you planning, for example? Please, Samira, go ahead.
Okay, so basically, I'm a school librarian for the whole school, but I'm teaching this year because we've started with the online learning. We haven't done blended yet. So I'm teaching the primary years program students from grade 1 till grade 5. So when I teach research skills, I start with like grade 4, but with the grade 4 and grade 5, I try to show them videos in which they can see the importance of academic integrity, because it's a very important policy in the IB schools. And I teach in an IB school. So I try to like let them see videos, and I try to show them different resources that they can use. I try to use Kaggle, which is like kind of
The mind mapping one. I love Kaggle.
yeah, and MindMeister, I think Meister.
MindMeister
Yeah,
is
that
very good
one
as
for
well.
like
Yeah.
brainstorming. So I start telling them, so you've taken like, and I start collabing with the ICT, like the one who gives them technology and stuff. So I try to collab with, like, make a collaboration with the ICT and the learning resources techniques session. That's what my session is called. Even the primary years program coordinator has some weekly meetings with us teachers that teach specialty subject areas. So I'm with the ICT teacher. We meet together every week to discuss how we can collab in different grade levels, how we can teach them research skills, and also engage the ICT kind of subject area into serving the unit that they're tackling. So for example, if they're doing a unit about the importance of differentiation, or let's say how we express ourselves, or like how we express ourselves. So I try to do a mind map. What did you take with your homeroom teacher? So they tell me, for example, about let's say grade 1, they say like migration. So we start brainstorming, and then I start showing them, for example, that the definition of a dictionary, for example. What's a dictionary? So let's see, what's a dictionary? So I try to build up with grades 1 to 3 on that, and then in grades 4 and 5, I try telling them more about MLA, APA. I start telling them more about engaging in different activities as quizzes. Do you know Quizzes, the platform? Yes, so they love that. Every single with the grade 5 and 4, at the beginning of the session, they'd be like, "Miss, are we gonna do the quizzes today? Please send us the link on chat." So it's really very
It's like
engaging.
my students with Kahoot. Like, we want to do Kahoot. I'm like,
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, so someone's just saying Padlet. Yes, we use Padlet. And there's also another platform, I forgot its name, for also screen sharing, sticky notes and like a whiteboard kind of thing. So
I
I tried.
used that once. I know, I'm trying to remember the name. And you can get like multiple people to collaborate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Exactly.
remember the name of that one.
Yeah, and with also we need to work with teachers that like they're making sure that they're teaching them more about the research skills, like telling them like teachers should know about the resources that we have in the library and as a school, so they can also help us as a school librarians to enhance the research skills that students should be working on. So I try as much as possible to be as fun and engaging with teachers in core meetings or reflective meetings during the week. I try to send them emails in the like every single week, telling them like, look at that, what's a resource. So it's like Arabic Mother Tongue Day, kind of on 18 December. So I tried sending them resources related to the Arabic language, and I tried just to send posters that are really engaging to teachers, so they see the school librarian in a different way. And I try to be as cooperative and helpful as possible, because if our teachers don't know the resources, me as a school librarian, I give students sessions bi-weekly for 45 minutes. So that's basically almost kind of like not as much as homeroom teachers. So I try as much as possible to make the teachers engaged as much as possible with what we have in the Learning Resources Center, which is the library, the school library. So that's what I try to do when it comes to alternative approaches, like do quizzes, Padlet, Kaggle. Like I also have a name wheel at the beginning of the session as an opener. I have each classroom, their names on a name wheel, and then I spin it, and then the one who's chosen has to do show and tell about their favorite book. And when they do that, I start reviewing for them as grades 1, 2, 3, grades 1, 2, and 3. The parts of the book, I tell them, show us where's the title, show us where's the barcode, where's the spine of the book. So I try to do as much as possible when it comes to wheels, like the wheel, which is fair enough. So they won't be like, Miss, why did you choose that? Why didn't you choose me? So that's what I try to engage my students in, and
That
I
sounds
really,
great and lots of
yeah.
fun.
Yes, and I do them also virtual libraries. So I do them on Canva. Do you know Canva?
Hmm.
Yeah, I actually enjoy it more than the Google, the what do we call it? Google Document?
Moodle.
Not Moodle. There's a document, something Google Document or something like that. Like,
Oh,
or
Google Docs.
yeah. So I try to work on Canva because to me it's more visual with the elements and everything. So we started with
Tops.
Folktale with a grade 4. So I just sent them a Folktale virtual library in which it has books in both like Arabic and English because our school is bilingual. So they just click on the book, and then there's the video of the story, and then I start sending them on Seesaw. Do you know Seesaw?
Hmm.
We use Seesaw with the primary use program. So I send them a task, and I attach the library, and then I tell them, tell me which story that you chose, and then to fill a book report that I do on forms. So I use Google Forms to do a form it has very like catchy background and everything. And then at the beginning of the session, when I'm done with the opener, I start engaging with my students based on their answers, and then other students would be like, oh, miss, I didn't see the assignment, I didn't see the task. So they start sending me all of their answers right when the session is done. So it's really very engaging to work with the primary years program students,
Hmm.
and to test your skills when it comes to finding fun, engaging resources out there.
Especially with that age group, they need a lot of engagement.
Yes,
Unlike, older
exactly.
students,
The
that's for
attention
sure.
span is much shorter.
That's true. I think it's a generational thing as well, I think.
Yeah.
Even our attention span has like gone down, I think, because of technology. Um, all right, would anyone else like to share? Okay, I'll take that as a no. All right. So now this is our final liberating structure called W3. And this is like a debrief kind of thing that's nice to do at the end of like a session where you look back on the progress and you think about what needs to be done. So the first question, and what we'll do this in Mad T style. So I'm just going to give you a second, to answer these questions. So what just happened today during our chat together? What did we do? How did it feel? And what did you notice? I'll give you a minute and then I will count to do the 3, 2, 1 countdown, and you can press enter. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Mhm. Would anyone else like to share? Oh, brilliant. Okay. I like more practical things rather than theory as well. Felt more curious. Okay, that's nice to know. All right. So let's move on to the next set of questions. So how would you interpret it, and what conclusions did you come to during this webinar? So how would you interpret it, it being the material we covered, the things we discussed, and what conclusions did you come to during it? Sal was also feeling more curious. That's good. Mm-hmm. That's a good conclusion to come to. Would anyone else like to share? Yeah, there's always, no matter how good you are at, teaching online and activities, there's always so much to learn, and you can learn from so many different people. You can even learn from students. I noticed that most attendees are not into acting as well. And I was like, why? I'm trying. Mm-hmm. Yeah, things are definitely changing. That's for sure. And we all have to rethink our approach to teaching, I think, and assessment, because things are legitimately changing. Thank you, Stella. I think we're all like zoomed out. We've been zooming all day and we're like, no more Zoom. Okay, so let's move on to the very last. Which is now what seems important and what actions make sense. So given, what we've been doing, what seems important and what actions make sense? Some people already hit on these aspects that things are changing and we need to change accordingly and rethink things. So what seems important and what actions make sense? No worries, Farid. I think sharing experiences is very valuable, and it's definitely a great way of, learning from one another. That's for sure. And I think there's a lot of opportunity. I mean, like at least in my program, we collaborate a lot with librarians, and I think it's more faculty members should be collaborating with librarians, because librarians do a great job. And if we really want students to have good research skills and to have a good understanding of information literacy, we need to work hand in hand, especially in the era of fake news, that's for sure. That's true. I mean, we have very tech savvy students and we need to be on the ball. That's for sure. Yeah, we need to be open. So that was basically me. If people have questions, I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. I see you already, a plan is coming, is bubbling, right? For a committee.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
Okay, so do you believe that, for example, as well, we've all seen what's going on today, and as librarians, we sort of lack the teaching component. We do training sessions, but we do them in a very traditional way, I believe. So do you believe that we should include more activities on how to be more creative in teaching or reaching out to our students and our users? They don't have to be students. They could be, if it's a public library, it could be anyone in the community, the elderly, you know. We also have to think of inclusivity, because sometimes we get students with the learning disabilities or physical disabilities. So I think you've worked a lot on adapting the style, right? To get to this point where you teach in a very non-traditional manner. So do you think it's something that we as librarians should start working on and thinking of and training on more? And, you know, because our students are changing as well.
Yeah, what I would do, I mean, it depends. I mean, how are you interacting with students? What I mean by that, if it's, let's say, you have, let's say, one session a semester with students, then the approach is going to be very different to, you know, when you are meeting with students every 2 weeks and you have like a 45-minute session with them and you're working with them over several grades. So I think though, you know, like even if you need to give a more, let's say, quote unquote, traditional approach, you can always spice it up by, let's say, if you're showing students which databases are available at the library, you know, you can definitely do like a show, you know, kind of like walk them through and then, you know, maybe give them a particular challenge that would let them put into practice and kind of spice it up and make it into, you know, a fun competition, for example, or what have you. I think that whether we like it or not, this is a generation that they will switch off in if, you know, if you don't engage them. They don't respond well to what I call talking heads. You know, they need to be, you know, stimulated in different ways. And I think that all of us, I mean, regardless, we all need to keep evolving and, you know, we all need to keep moving forward and seeing what's out there. It is a never ending, you know, process. And I think now with COVID-19, you know, I think many people who were resisting, you know, the kind of changes that have been happening for many years, you know, beneath the surface, or not really beneath the surface, they've been there. I mean, you know, had to respond to teaching with technology all of a sudden. They had to deal with new approaches. They had to deal with different challenges. And, you know, sadly, I see a lot of people just using Zoom as a traditional lecture setting, you know, or some people just, you know, recording videos without an interactive component or what have you. And I don't think, I mean, I don't mean to, I'm not insulting anyone, I'm not, you know, judging anyone, but I don't think that we should settle for that. I think we need to constantly, you know, challenge ourselves to learn more, because whether we like it or not, technology is going to continue to change people's behavior, people's learning style, and in conjunction with that, teaching styles. So does that kind of answer your question?
Yeah. I think I have another question. Oh, we have a question. Hold on. We have a question here. And this is from Amal. I'm working in a different environment, atmosphere. I teach the college students. Most of them are not interested in LIS. So I'm always depressed. I did not know how to make them interested in getting information they should have. So it's something we all face, Amal, don't worry. But yes, Amal says she's depressed.
Even, I mean, I teach, the English courses no one wants to take. Why am I taking academic writing? Why am I taking technical communication, right? So I know how you feel. They are essential. Students really, really need them, right? But you have to constantly sell what you're teaching. So, I mean, in my case, I used to work in advertising. So I'm quite good at selling, why something is important. And I think, this is why, like, whenever I'm explaining something, before I begin, I tell students, for example, what we're going to cover is great because it's going to let you do blah, blah, blah. It's going to help you accomplish blah, blah, blah. You're going to need this course. You're going to need that for this course. You're going to need it for your success. And I think, when you frame things that way and then you move on to the content, I think it helps put things in a different perspective. And I definitely think that taking a more engaging, interactive approach helps to create that interest, even though, students might traditionally not be interested in what it is that you have to cover, even though it's very, very important.
Any more questions? Okay. I'd just like to ask you a question. You're an instructor, we are librarians. Why do you think, from your point of view, with your experience, do instructors, whether they're faculty members in universities or teachers in schools, have this tendency to withdraw from librarians? To be honest with you, sometimes they don't take us seriously. So we're like, we have to claw our way through to say, but we're here to help you. Just your personal perspective on this. Why do you think this is happening? This clash usually happens a lot of times.
I don't know. I mean, like, I don't see that happening in my program. I think Nabila, you're here. Maybe you can answer this question because you interact with faculty of all programs.
Hi.
Nabila is one of our amazing librarians, by the way.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, but I didn't hear the question because I had a problem. Can you repeat it for me?
Yeah, so the question we had was, Randa, do you wanna ask the question?
Yes, Nabila, I was just asking that sometimes in a lot of cases we find this, it's not a clash, but it's that faculty members are whether in school or in teachers or faculty members in universities, have this tendency to shy away from librarians, and they never, well, I'm not going to say never, they don't, most of the time, they don't guide their students to refer to us as librarians when something is needed. They just leave their students to move along and search on Google or find the wrong information. That's my question. What's your experience, Nabila, since you're here with us?
Yeah, usually if the professor do not come or we do not reach the professor, like giving class to the student to direct them to the library, they tell them, go and do your job, do your work. So they will go and try to find whatever they want on Google, or some of them, if they are curious, they come to the library webpage, but they don't come to us unless they don't find anything related to their topic. This is really what happens. And most of the time, professors do not direct them, especially subject courses. They don't direct them to the library. Go and try to find your way. They assume that students have learned how to do research in like English classes, and they don't even tell them what to do. You know how to do it, so go and try. Especially in like art courses, social science courses, political science, and so on.
Nabila, I'd like to add, I think at least the English department and particularly my program, we have a good rapport with the librarians, I feel. And I constantly, like this semester, I kept telling students, if you're having problems finding sources, we have the live chat with the librarians. And I know that several of my students reached out.
Yes.
And even they even wrote acknowledgements. Thank you, wonderful librarian. They were very excited, about the resources that they found.
That is the case in most English or language courses, whether English, French, or Arabic. It's because we complement each other in a certain way. Amal just added a comment saying that I think this is because their perspectives to library and librarians, they actually don't use the library sources. She's talking about the faculty members here, because they sometimes don't even know what the library has. So it's that I think Nabila and I agree on this.
Yes.
And it does get frustrating, Amal, so don't worry, you're not the only one who's frustrated with the job. But we have to keep on. I think what we should do as the Lebanese Library Association is actually do a study. And I think the president is online with us now. So I'm just raising one case that maybe we should do a study on why we have this gap, this chasm between faculty, teachers, and the actual library itself, and what is it we can do. And maybe we will ask for your help as well to know how to reach out more, since you are in teaching and in advertising and in marketing. Yeah. it's a batch of things. So I think that would be something good to so Nabila, think of this as a research subject. I'm willing to work with you on it, about why we have this break between faculty and because it does cause a yes. problem. It is a problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anyone else want to comment? Yes, sorry, Nabila.
I mean, we hope we can help in this somehow.
Yeah. Does anyone else want to make a comment, make a suggestion? Yasmina in Arabic is here with us on the platform. So I think we can discuss further with her if you have any more questions. If you do not, or suggestions or comments. If you do not, I would just like to say thank you, Jasmine, for your participation with us. It's been very enlightening. I've really learned quite some styles to work on when I'm teaching. It's something we should be able to do, and to increase our knowledge about different and new styles. And I think it's something that we should do in the academic libraries and the school libraries and the public libraries, and train on it. This might be a subject that LLA, the Library Association, can think of for further webinars, further training for our librarians. And the study, as I said, between faculty, instructors, and librarians to find out what the reason is going on. I'd just like to know your impression about where you've spoken wonderfully about librarians. It seems that you really do like librarians, and thank you for that very positive attitude. We'd like to see more faculty members like you on our campuses. And I don't know what to say, what else. It was very nice getting to know you, and I hope we will have future activities with you as the Lebanese Library Association. So the final words are yours, Jasmina, so please go ahead.
Thank you for joining us after a very, very busy day that I'm sure you've all had, and back-to-back Zoom sessions. So thanks for being here, and it was a pleasure. And sorry for the clumsiness with the today and the few technical problems, but we got through it in the end.
Thank you very much, and I hope you have a very nice evening. And I'd just like to tell our participants, and by the way, we had participants from Algeria, from Tunis, from Lebanon, from Jordan. So you've reached out to to the Arab world, and it seems that we will be reaching out more and more. Thank you, all of you, for attending our seminars and the series of seminars that we've been through, the 5 sessions we've had, and hopefully we'll have more sessions coming along. And we would like to have your comments. Oh, Egypt. Amal said Egypt. Don't forget Egypt, of course. So I'm sorry, Amal. We'd like to have your comments about what seminar sessions you would like to see in the future. So just send us an email or drop a comment wherever. We will be sharing with you the material that we just spoke about, and we will get the videos and the certificates. Thank you very much, Jasmina, for everything you've done, and thank you for your efforts and just being here with us. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, everyone stay safe. Very important, especially during the holidays. Please take care and do stay safe. Okay, well, bye-bye. See you all. Good evening.